Welcome to Ranked and Revealed. Throughout history, our planet has unleashed forces of unimaginable destruction. Today, we count down the top 10 most devastating natural disasters of the past 100 years. These events reshaped landscapes, altered the course of history, and claimed millions of lives. We tell these stories not to sensationalize, but to remember and understand. Let's begin our countdown. Number 10. Christmas Eve, 1974. The city of Darwin, Australia was preparing for the holidays. But out at sea, Cyclone Tracy was intensifying into a compact, terrifyingly powerful storm. Warnings went out, but few could imagine the fury that was approaching. On Christmas morning, winds of up to 250 kilometers per hour tore through the city. When dawn broke, Darwin was gone. Over 70% of the city's buildings were destroyed or uninhabitable. Cyclone Tracy remains a chilling reminder of how quickly nature can erase a modern city. Number 9. In Colombia's Andes Mountains, Nevado del Ruiz had slumbered for nearly 70 years. Below it lay the town of Armero, home to 29,000 people who live peacefully in the volcano's shadow. On November 13, 1985, a small eruption sent superheated flows onto the mountain's ice cap. Vast quantities of ice melted instantly, creating deadly volcanic mud flows called lahars. Moving at 60 kilometers per hour, this concrete-like slurry buried the entire town in minutes. Over 23,000 people were entombed in a sea of mud, a stark reminder of volcanic fury. Number 8. Japan, a nation that has mastered the art of living with earthquakes. Buildings designed to sway, citizens trained from childhood, Japan was as prepared as any nation could be. But on March 11, 2011, the Earth unleashed something unprecedented. A magnitude 9.1 earthquake, the most powerful ever recorded in Japan, ruptured 500 kilometers of seafloor. For 6 minutes, the main island of Honshu was violently shaken, moving 2.4 meters eastward. But the true horror was born in the deep, a tsunami racing toward shore at jet airliner speeds. The wave, reaching heights of 40 meters, overwhelmed seawalls and swept inland for kilometers. The tsunami triggered the Fukushima nuclear disaster, a catastrophe within a catastrophe. Nearly 20,000 lives were lost in this multi-layered cataclysm that shocked the world. Number 7. Sichuan Province, China, a region of stunning natural beauty and ancient culture. On May 12, 2008, as children attended afternoon classes, the earth beneath them gave way. The Longminshan Fault, under immense strain for centuries, finally ruptured in a magnitude 8.0 earthquake. The shaking was so intense it was described not as a tremor, but as being tossed on a violent sea. Mountainsides collapsed in colossal landslides, burying entire villages and creating dangerous quake lakes. The most tragic scenes were at schools where thousands of children were trapped as buildings collapsed around them. Over 87,000 people perished in this brutal reminder of our vulnerability to seismic forces. Number 6. January 12, 2010. Port-au-Prince, Haiti. A densely populated capital built without enforced building codes. A magnitude 7.0 earthquake, with its epicenter just 25 kilometers from the city, struck with devastating force. In less than a minute, the heart of a nation was broken. The symbols of the nation were obliterated. The presidential palace, national cathedral, hospitals, and schools all collapsed. The infrastructure needed to mount a response was wiped out at the moment it was most needed. Over 200,000 lives were lost, and millions left homeless in this devastating example of how poverty amplifies disaster. Number 5. The Bay of Bengal, a breeding ground for some of the world's most destructive tropical cyclones. In April 1991, a powerful storm began churning in these waters, growing stronger each day. Its target, the low-lying, densely populated coast of Bangladesh. On April 29, the cyclone struck with winds of 240 kilometers per hour. But the wind was not the killer. It was the storm surge, a wall of water over 6 meters high. The surge swept inland like a tsunami, erasing entire villages and claiming over 138,000 lives. It was a brutal demonstration of the deadly synergy between powerful storms and vulnerable geography. Number 4. Summer 1976. Tangshan, China. An industrial hub home to over 1 million people. Built on coal, proud of its industry, Tangshan was a symbol of China's progress. But deep beneath the city, a hidden fault line was straining, ready to unleash centuries of accumulated stress. At 3:42 a.m. on July 28, with the entire city asleep, the unthinkable happened. A magnitude 7.6 earthquake struck without warning, the shockwave shooting upward from directly beneath the city. For 23 seconds, the solid earth behaved like fluid, causing buildings to collapse straight into their foundations. Over 85% of structures were destroyed. The official death toll, 242,000 people, making it one of the deadliest earthquakes of the 20th century. Number 3. December 26, 2004, Boxing Day morning. A cataclysm was born in the depths of the Indian Ocean. Off Sumatra's coast, a section of Earth's crust over 1,300 kilometers long ruptured in a magnitude 9.2 earthquake. It released energy equivalent to tens of thousands of atomic bombs. The seafloor thrust upward by 20 meters, displacing an unimaginable volume of water and creating a tele-tsunami. Entire cities like Banda Aceh were scoured from the earth by waves surging far inland. The tsunami crossed the entire Indian Ocean, striking 14 countries and claiming over 230,000 lives. It was a truly global catastrophe, proving how one geological event can bring destruction to shores thousands of kilometers away. Number 2, November 1970. The Bay of Bengal spawned a monster, the Bola cyclone, a Category 3 hurricane, but its true lethality came from a fatal convergence of storm, tide, and geography. On November 12, the cyclone pushed a mountain of water over 10 meters high, perfectly timed with high tide. The surge swept over the flat Delta Islands where millions lived just feet above sea level. There was no escape. It didn't just flood, it submerged. Entire islands were wiped clean of human presence. Between 300,000 and 500,000 people lost their lives in a single night, the deadliest tropical cyclone ever recorded. The scale of loss was so immense it sparked the political upheaval that led to the Bangladesh Liberation War. And now, have you guessed what could possibly be number 1? Number 1. The 1931 China floods, not a violent earthquake or explosive volcano but a slow, creeping catastrophe. Years of drought followed by heavy snows, then record rainfall and 7 tropical cyclones in July alone. 3 of China's mightiest rivers, the Yangtze, Yellow and Huai, began to swell simultaneously to unprecedented levels. By August, an area of 180,000 square kilometers, the size of England and half of Scotland, was submerged. Cities like Wuhan were underwater for 4 months, creating a vast inland sea dotted with islands of survivors. The initial drowning was only the beginning. Disease, famine, and displacement followed. The death toll is estimated between 2 and 4 million people, the deadliest natural disaster of the modern era. A creeping, waterlogged apocalypse that quietly became the most devastating natural catastrophe of the past century. Our journey through the most devastating natural events of the last century comes to a close. We have witnessed the immense and indifferent power of our planet. Forces that are not evil, but simply natural processes. But in every disaster we see stories of immense courage, communities coming together, and the enduring strength of the human spirit. These events force us to learn, adapt, and improve, leading to better warning systems and stronger building codes. Our challenge is to listen to the planet's whispers before they become screams, and build our societies with wisdom. Thank you for joining us on Ranked and Revealed. Let us move forward not in fear, but with renewed awe and commitment to living in harmony with our magnificent planet.